4 weeks have passed, autumn has started, it's time for another channel update. Welcome to the Soft Skill channel. My name is Sebastian Jung and today it's once again time to look at recent developments and what's to come in the Soft Skill channel. In recent weeks, we've had the Why Soft Skills videos. Are they actually worth the effort? In this video, I provided some reasons why it is worth the effort to learn and develop soft skills. It was the second video in our About Soft Skills series, which will be continued. More about that later. After that, in the second and third week, we started a big new topic, communication, and we started a series about Schulz von Thun. This is quite interesting because in Germany, Schulz von Thun is probably the most important person when it comes to communication. He is very popular, very well known, quite established. However, in the English-speaking world, he isn't as well known, and his books, the series called in German Miteinander reden, has not been translated into English. So there isn't a lot of material available for English-speaking people who are interested in communication and soft skills. So this should be quite interesting for you. In the first two videos, I presented to you the 4 sides model, which is Schulz von Thun's most well-known model. And I talked about problems in communication. Both of these topics are covered in Schulz von Thun's first book, the first volume of his Miteinander reden series. Now, since usually people are only interested in learning about the 4 sides model, the video about problems in communication covers a lot of material you will hardly find anywhere else. So I hope this is interesting for you. In the future, we will provide more videos about Schulz von Thun. Again, more about that later. And of course, there was another book review. This time we looked at The Why Cafe by John Strelecky. And this is quite interesting as well, because even though Strelecky is an American author, he seems to be more well known and more popular in Germany than in his home country. In Germany, he has been dominating bestseller lists for several years now, not only with The Why Cafe, but also with other novels, other books. And he is very well known, very popular. Every big bookstore you walk into in Germany will have his books on display somewhere because they are so popular. And it is also an interesting book to look at because it provides an interesting contrast to Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People I reviewed before. Since both of those books deal with personal development, however, they take entirely different approaches. Now let's take a look at things to come. First, an important hint. We changed our schedule a bit, as I told you last time. Usually we had 3 videos followed by a channel update. However, since a month is slightly longer than 4 weeks, the channel update moved closer and closer to the beginning of the month. And sooner or later we need to compensate for that. So last month we did 4 videos instead of 3, and we will continue doing that for the next 2 cycles. So November, December will have 4 videos, and October, November and November, December, they will both have 4 videos. This provides a rather good timing for the end of the year. We will end up with the channel update December on the first day of Christmas, and the next regular video after that on the first day of the new year. I will probably do something about your wishes and things for the new year. So this should work out nicely. So there are 4 videos to come before the next channel update. First, we have how to learn soft skills. This is the 3rd video in our About Soft Skills series, and this time we take a look at how we learn soft skills. What is special about them? What are things we need to take special care of? We take a look at that. We will further continue the About Soft Skills series at a later point. We will take a break first, and probably sometime beginning of next year we will take a look at the problematic aspects of soft skills, the ways you can go astray, and the more problematic areas you might end up in. After that, in the 2nd week, we will continue our Schulz von Thun series, and this time I will show you the virtue and development square. I am actually not sure if this is the correct terminology, however, I will soon find out. As I told you before, Schulz von Thun's books, the Miteinander Reden series, has not been translated into English. However, a small journal, a small booklet is available at the Schulz von Thun Institute. It is rather expensive since it is self-published. It's 30 euros if you order from Germany, 35 for other countries. Which includes taxes and shipping. And in this small booklet, which is called 6 Tools for Clear Communication, 6 of the most important tools and models by Schulz von Thun are explained. I ordered that one, so in the video I will be able to use the proper official terminology. For now, let's call it the Virtue and Development Square. It's quite an interesting model, and it's one of my personal favorites, so I look forward to presenting it to you. Furthermore, in the videos, I will use an interesting new gadget. Actually, the gadget isn't new. I've had it for a couple of years, but it's the first time we use it in a video. So there's some interesting new technology. In the 3rd week, we will talk about the tools we use in our day-to-day work. Those are kind of in a gray area between hard skills and soft skills. They tend to be overlooked, even though they are quite helpful and quite important, and so we will take a look at that. This is kind of original content, similar to the About Soft Skills series. It's not a video where I present sources, but it's more of my own content derived from my own experiences. So I'm looking forward to see if you find that interesting and if you like that video. After that, of course, there will be another book review, and this time we will talk about Eat That Frog from Brian Tracy. Several weeks, couple of months even ago, a viewer in the German channel asked for a video about procrastination, and I promised to do one. A lot of time has passed since then, which kind of befits the topic, but finally I will deliver and I will do a video about procrastination by reviewing a book about the topic. Of course, this isn't sufficient to deal with the topic in its entirety. There will be more videos that deal with procrastination later, but for starters, I'm glad to have this book review and to tackle the topic of procrastination for the first time. And after that, there will of course be the next channel update November, and this will be kind of a special channel update because it marks our 6-month anniversary. So I hope you will all join us so we can celebrate a bit. Talking about celebration, we've passed a nice milestone recently because the English channel now has more than 10 subscribers, which is pretty cool. The English channel always progresses and develops a bit slower than the German one. Since being German and in Germany, it's a bit easier for me to advertise the German channel. However, I'm happy we've now passed 10 subscribers, and please feel free to share the channel and share our videos on Facebook, on Twitter, whichever channels you use. Feel free to mail them to friends and family and complete strangers. I'm always happy if more people get a chance to have a look at our videos. So thanks a lot to everyone who shares our content. There isn't much to talk about this month. We thought about what additional content we could provide in those channel updates to add some more value to those updates and to the channel in total. And one idea we came up with is to recommend other videos and other channels that deal with topics that are relevant to us, that are related to soft skill topics or that cover soft skill topics. So you get some ideas where you can look if you would like further information and if you would like to deal further with soft skill topics. Please let me know in the comments if this would be interesting for you, or if you prefer to look for such content on your own. After the end, there will be a short teaser for our How to Learn Soft Skills video next week. Until then, I'll take my leave. Have a nice day. See you next time. Let's get ready. Today we learn all those soft skills. See you next time.